All right, ready to dive into some seriously fun money facts.
I'm all set. Money is more than just numbers, right?
Exactly. It's got history, it's got quirks, and today we're unearthing all those hidden
Sounds
gems.
good to me.
We're digging into 21 fun facts about money from SoFi. And get this, did you know that different dollar bills have different lifespans?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It's crazy. Like a $10 bill only lasts about 5 years,
5.3 to be exact.
5.3 years, while a $100 bill can stick around for like 23 years.
Almost a quarter of a century.
It's wild, right?
Mm.
You'd think the bills we use the most would wear out faster.
Yeah, you'd think so. But think about it. Those $100 bills, they're often tucked away, saved up.
Oh, that makes sense. They're not getting as much love or wear and tear.
Exactly.
Okay, next one. This one blew my mind. A banknote can be folded 4,000 times before it tears.
Yeah, try that with regular paper.
Right. That's some serious durability. And you know why?
Because U.S. currency isn't actually paper. It's a blend of cotton and linen.
So it's basically fabric money.
Pretty much. With a bit of synthetic fiber thrown in for good measure.
So technically, money does grow on trees. Okay, I'll stop at the dad jokes. But speaking of money, why is it green?
Ah, the classic greenback. But it wasn't always that way.
Really? What was it before?
Back in colonial times, it was actually tan.
Tan money. That's so strange to imagine.
I know, right? But the green came later, during the Civil War.
Why the change?
Well, green ink was super durable, it didn't fade easily, which was perfect for stopping those pesky counterfeiters.
Ah, so it's a strategic move.
Totally.
Makes you appreciate that shade of green a bit more.
For sure.
Okay, on to coins. They can last for around 30 years before they're retired.
It's true. And then what happens? The Federal Reserve melts them down.
Wait, really? What do they do with the metal?
They repurpose it. It's like a coin reincarnation cycle.
I love that. Okay, get ready for this one. The highest denomination bill ever issued in the U.S. was a $100,000 bill.
Now that's some serious cash. It even had President Woodrow Wilson on it.
Wow. I wonder what it would feel like to hold one of those.
Well, you probably wouldn't get the chance. They were only used for transactions between Federal Reserve banks.
So like super secret elite money.
Pretty much.
Crazy. Okay, back down to earth for a sec. Let's talk pennies. I was shocked to find out that it costs more to make a penny than it's worth.
Yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it? Over 3 cents per penny.
It's like they're tiny little money losers.
It's true. And while we're on the topic of things that might make you squirm a bit, do you know that money is actually pretty dirty?
Oh, don't even get me started. It's constantly changing hands, picking up all sorts of germs.
Exactly.
Maybe hand sanitizer should be a mandatory purchase after handling cash.
Haha, maybe. Okay, let's lighten things up a bit. Have you ever thought about where the dollar sign came from?
Honestly, not really.
Well, get this. It actually comes from the Spanish symbol for pesos.
Wait, pesos, how did that happen?
Basically, back in the day, they used to write the S over the P as a shortcut.
And that eventually morphed into our dollar sign.
You got it! A little piece of Spanish history in our wallets.
That's cool. Speaking of cool, did you know Martha Washington is the only woman to appear solo on a U.S. bill?
Yep, she graced the $1 silver certificate for quite a while.
It's amazing that it took so long for a woman to be featured on our currency.
Yeah, that's a good point. But hey, here's a fun fact to cheer us up. You can actually iron your money.
Hold on, seriously?
Totally. Remember how we talked about U.S. dollars being made of fabric? Just dampen a bill a bit, put a towel over it, and iron it on low heat.
Wow, that's both hilarious and kind of brilliant.
Right. Perfect for special occasions or impressing your friends.
Okay, let's hop across the pond for a sec. Did you know the British pound is the oldest currency still in use today?
Yeah, it goes all the way back to 775 AD.
Wow, talk about standing the test of time. And speaking of oldies but goodies, let's not forget about the $2 bill.
Those are still out there. There are over 1 billion of them in circulation.
I love getting a $2 bill. It feels like such a lucky find.
They used to have a bad reputation, though. Some people thought they were cursed.
Oh no! Really? What did they do?
Some people would rip off the corners trying to reverse the curse.
Talk about superstitious. All right, let's shift gears a bit. Did you know the first universal credit card was introduced back in 1950?
By the Diners Club, yep.
It's amazing to think how far we've come since then, with all the different cards and payment systems we have now.
For sure. It's a whole new world.
And speaking of modern marvels, did you know there's an ATM on every continent?
Even Antarctica.
It's mind-blowing how accessible money has become, no matter where you are in the world.
It really is.
But while we're on the topic of protecting our money, Let's give a shout out to the Secret Service. Did you know they were originally founded to fight counterfeiting?
You're right. That was their main gig back in the day.
So they were like the OG money guardians.
Exactly.
Okay, time for a little self-reflection. How many of you out there hoard spare change?
Whoa, I know I do.
Don't worry, you're not alone. Research shows most Americans have a stash of loose change somewhere.
It's like a little treasure hunt every time you clean out your couch.
But it makes you think, right? We're moving more and more towards a cashless society.
Only 8% of the world's currency is actually physical cash these days.
Wow, just 8%. That's wild. All right, back to the past for one last fact. Did you know that coins didn't always say, "In God we trust"?
The original American penny had a different motto.
Oh, what was it?
Mind your business.
No way. Seriously.
Totally serious. It was all about focusing on commerce and individual responsibility.
Wow, that's kind of awesome. I kind of wish they still use that.
Me too. Oh, and speaking of pennies, did you know that U.S. airports collect thousands of dollars in loose change every year?
Seriously. Where does it all go?
People leave it behind at security checkpoints all the time.
It's like a treasure trove of forgotten money.
Maybe we should start a petition to donate it all to charity.
I'm in. All right, before we wrap up part one, let's talk about the future of money. Mobile payments like Venmo and PayPal are changing the game.
It's incredible how quickly technology is transforming the financial landscape.
And that's just the beginning. Stick around for part two of our Money Deep Dive, where we'll uncover even more fascinating facts about the world of money.
It really makes you think about how much things have changed even in just the last few years.
I know, right? From carrying around a bunch of coins to just tapping our phones.
It's amazing. It's not just about convenience either, you know?
Oh, yeah, totally. It impacts, like, everything. The economy, how we manage our money.
Absolutely.
Speaking of managing money, remember those $100 bills that last forever? Makes you wonder if those people saving them are, like, geniuses.
It's definitely smart to save, but it's all about balance. You don't want to keep all your money in cash.
Right, because of inflation and stuff.
Exactly. It can lose value over time.
So, like, your money needs to grow somehow.
Right. It's like that saying, money doesn't grow on trees. Well, maybe it does, but you got to find the right tree, so to speak.
Interesting analogy. So, investments and stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Finding the right way to make your money work for you.
Makes sense. Okay, so what about governments? How are they dealing with all this digital money stuff?
That's a great question. There's a lot of talk about these central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs.
CBDCs, yeah, I've heard of those.
Mhm.
But what are they exactly?
Think of it like a digital version of cash, but issued by the government.
Interesting. What's the point of that?
Well, for one thing, it could make financial services more accessible to people who don't have bank accounts.
Oh, that makes sense. Everyone could have access to, like, secure and easy ways to manage their money.
Exactly. It could be a game changer for financial inclusion.
Wow. Okay, so we've got digital money, we've got physical cash. It seems like there's this ongoing debate about which one is better.
It's a tough one. Both have their pros and cons, right?
Totally. Like, cash is great for privacy. No one can track what you're spending.
And it's super useful in emergencies, like if the power goes out.
True. You can't exactly pay with your phone if there's no signal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's all about finding the right balance.
Balancing innovation with security.
Yeah.
Well, as we wrap up part two of our money deep dive, I think we've only just scratched the surface of this amazing world.
There's so much more to explore, like the psychology behind how we spend money or the whole world of global financial markets.
It's incredible how much there is to learn about something we use every single day.
I know, right? It never gets old. And speaking of not getting old, we've got one more part of our deep dive coming up.
So stick around. We're going to keep uncovering all those fascinating money facts. We're back for the final round of our money deep dive.
I gotta say, learning all this stuff about money is kind of addicting.
Right, it's like opening a treasure chest of fascinating facts.
You know, that fact about the US dollar being used in 11 other countries, it really got me thinking about how money is like a global language.
It's true. It connects people and economies across borders, but it also makes you think about the power dynamics involved, right? Who controls the flow of money? Who benefits? Who doesn't?
Yeah, that's a whole other deep dive right there. But speaking of different perspectives, it's fascinating how different cultures view money. It really is. Cultural norms play a huge role in how people spend, save, and invest.
So, like, some cultures are all about saving for the future, while others are more focused on enjoying the present moment.
Exactly. It all comes down to different values and priorities. There's no one right way to approach money.
It's all relative, huh? Makes you wonder what the best way to think about money really is.
Hmm, that's a tough one. I think it's more about understanding how different perspectives shape our financial decisions.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's get personal for a second. We've had a lot of fun with these money facts, but we got to admit, money can be stressful too.
Oh, absolutely. Finances can be a major source of worry and anxiety for people.
No doubt. But the good news is there's help out there.
Tons of it. Financial advisors, budgeting apps. There are so many resources to help people take control of their money.
Exactly. Knowledge is power, right? The more you know about money, the less scary it becomes.
And the better decisions you can make. It's all about empowering yourself to make money work for you.
Well said. As we wrap up our deep dive, I want to leave you with this thought. Money is so much more than just dollars and cents. It's a reflection of our values, our dreams, our goals.
It's a powerful tool that can be used for good or bad, depending on our choices.
So let's choose to use it wisely, responsibly, and with a little bit of that curiosity we've been tapping into today.
That's the spirit. Never stop learning, never stop exploring the fascinating world of money.
Thanks for joining us on this wild ride through the world of money facts. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
And who knows, maybe you'll even discover some cool money facts of your own.
Until next time, keep those wallets full and those minds curious.